Hey guys, Thomas here, and today we're going to be talking Tango II.
Don't treat me so mean, you're the meanest old woman that I ever seen. I guess if you say so, I have to pack my things and go.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Must be talking.
Hit the road, Jack.
Let's take off. Okay, so getting straight into this, a lot of the goals of this was we wanted a portable radio, and we wanted really good resolution in the sticks, and also really low latency. All at a sort of budget price, so something that a lot of people can afford that's going to give you the best possible performance. So a lot of the development work was especially in that sort of melding of electronics and software, really trying to create the most robust, low latency link possible, and they've done a really good job of that. It's something they've been developing over, gosh, it's been I think well over a year now, so something they've really put a lot of time and effort into, and they've done a really good job of this. The pairing of these gimbals with some of the new software stuff they've done, it just gives you heaps of resolution and at a really low latency. So for racing, obviously that's important because you do need the low latency for putting in sort of snap corrections and that kind of thing. If you've got wind, trying to account for wind. Right now it's calmed down a bit, but it was pretty windy earlier on. And then obviously for freestyle too, you know, you're flying in unfamiliar environments and you want to make sure that, you know, if something comes up, you can react to it. Another big thing to keep in mind too is I'm using about 860, 870 degrees rates, so if there were any issues with resolution, I would feel it. Going from the Tyrannus to the Futaba, there was a massive jump for me, from the gimbals that is. This is actually really close, more closer to the Futaba than it is the Tyrannus. From my testing, it's one of those things that's hard to measure, but going off lap times, I was able to hit the same lap times with this as I was able to perform with the Futaba. All day long, so definitely it's a different feeling having that sort of controller feel. I think if you're already used to it, you will like this. For me, I'm not used to the controller feel, so it took me a bit of getting used to. It took me a few packs. One thing I would like to try is actually flying sitting, because I do have an Xbox controller at home I use for Forza. So normally when I'm playing video games, I'm sitting. So I want to try flying sitting and see how that goes with this radio. The other thing too, if I was to set this up as my permanent radio, I'm probably going to extend my lanyard out from what I'm used to and just use it more to stop the radio from falling. This thing's really lightweight, so normally on my radios I sort of have the tensioning on the lanyard set up so I can like just have a bit of tension on my neck. With this thing, because it's so light, I actually don't like that, so instead I'm just going to use the lanyard to make sure I don't accidentally drop my radio when I'm setting things up. But yeah, this thing performs really well. It's really incredible what they've done. Really comfortable to use. The tensions are a little tighter than what I'm used to, but obviously that's adjustable, so you can make that feel how you like. Then this is a pre-production one too, so we haven't spent too much time sort of messing around with the internals. We've let TBS focus on all that. But yeah, they've done really incredible work. Really good job. So yeah, I think let's get another pack on and try flying sitting. Let's do it. Okay, let's try flying sitting. Now it's worth noting I don't actually really fly sitting. With normal radios, I actually don't like it. And it's worth saying on the note of radios, because the ergonomics is such an important factor of these, they're not usually something you can just adapt to. They usually take a lot of time. Obviously this did take time, no different from any other radio, but this did take me a lot less than I expected, especially considering I went from your sort of standard traditional radio to a controller style. And I have been able to go back and forth between this and the Futaba, which is even more surprising to me. So, flying sitting, like, I'm actually pretty surprised I can even do this. I feel like I've got about the same controls before, maybe a little bit better top throttle control than when I am standing. That's probably just because I'm not used to flying it standing so much. So, but I think my hand has been pushed a little bit further up when I'm sitting down. So, I've got a little bit more control at the upper end. I'll try some slow speed stuff. Let's try going do some gapping. A lot of this radio stuff is by feel. We still try to use the lap timer where we can, but a lot of this stuff is pretty hard to sort of, you know, use numbers and stuff to work out how things perform. But no, it's actually feeling really good sitting down. Oh man, I think my hunch might have been right. So I think maybe if you fly sitting, you're gonna like this radio even more. But that's probably just dependent on what you're used to. But no, I feel really comfortable with this. I like it. I think for me, how I'll be using this, because I do have the Futaba already, and it's worth noting that is a $1,500 Futaba. I'll be using this more for freestyle, because this is something I can throw inside my backpack, and I could probably fit in more batteries and maybe my quad actually inside the backpack, as opposed to having my quads outside and a heavy radio with me. For racing, I think I'll be sticking to the Futaba for now. But it's really, really hard to say. This is actually, they've done a really good job with this thing. The fact it's even a consideration against that, you know, you're comparing this thing to a top of the line radio, so it's really incredible what they've done, especially with the gimbals and that software. That's really where they've sort of hit home with this thing, where the performance is just so good. I mean, the level of control is insane. Just really, really good. They've done a really good job with this thing. Really, really impressive. I don't know, this is fun. It's nice having a small radio you can take with you. I think definitely if I start using this more long term, I will try, what do you call it, making my lanyard high. There's a fly on my nose. Why is that there?
There you go, shoot it off.
Thank you. You know, it's just the control of this thing's really good. Like, you can see here the slow speed stuff, even sitting down. Like, I'm having no issues at all, really, and this is, I think, my 4th pack today? The Futaba, it took me a solid couple months before I could use that, like, really confidently over my Tyrannus. And this thing, it's like, you know, we're talking 4 packs in today. Obviously, I've flown it in the weeks beforehand, but, you know, adapting back and forth hasn't been too bad. It's a different feel, but I don't feel like my control's really any worse with this. And I think a lot of that is the fact that that software is so good and so robust right now. You know, when you have a look at the black box logs of how the signal is going into the flight controller, it's just done really good work with that. So, you know, when you got a better link going to the FC, then obviously you can run the PIDs a lot better. Just everything feels better, so they've really, really done a good work in making this thing perform really well. With the rest of the quad gear. I'm gonna land it. I don't know what voltage this thing's reading because the voltage monitoring is dead. But overall, the performance of this thing is really, really good. Also, yeah, it's OpenTX, so you can do all of your fancy mixing stuff that you could do before. One thing I'd like to do right now, I've got just, this is my arm switch. I'd like to have it so both of these actually arm. So on my Futaba right now, it's a 2-stage arm. I move like a little dial and then I flick a switch. On this, I'd probably make it so these two activate my arm rather than just a single one. I think that'd be really, really cool. But that's something that the software is already capable of doing. It's just something you need to program yourself. So they've done really, really good work with this thing. And you know, when you're done, I'll just, you know, power it down and then ready to pack up, ready to go with you.
Don't you come back no more. Must be talking.
Okay guys, so that's a Tango II, a super portable radio with really, really good hardware and really good software to back this thing up. Overall, as you can see, it's a really incredible performer, especially for the price range, and TBS has done a really, really good job of this. So good job TBS. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. See yous!
No woman, don't you treat me this some way, cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
I don't care if you do it, understand. You ain't get the money and just another.
If you say so, fuck up my thing and go.
I guess if you say so.
Fuck up my thing and go. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Oh, yeah. heart and just tense you.
And don't you come back,
Oh, baby, please.
don't you come